Hi everyone, this is Shiraz Ahmed Khan. In today's lecture, we are going to learn different options regarding the alignment of the contents of the cells of the table. We'll see how to change the height of the row exactly, and we'll see how to change the width of a particular column or columns. We'll also explore how can we merge different cells into one cell, or how can we split a single cell into more than one cells. And finally, we'll see in today's video how to change the background color that we technically call shading. Background color of a particular cell or cells or row or rows or column or columns. So in order to implement these things, I will be working in task 13D that we'll save last time, and we are going to perform the different actions given in task 13E of your book. That is in front of your screens right now. So we are going to open task 13D. Once the task is open, before we proceed further, let's explore the different options for the alignment of the text, for the alignment of the text of contents of the cells. And in order to explore it, first of all, I strongly recommend you to increase the overall uh, size of the table, and this can be done if you observe the second table on the screen. There is a squared box appearing at the right bottom corner outside the table. Click this. When the mouse pointer it changes, click this. It's converted into crosshair. Just after clicking, drag it downwards to increase the width, and you can drag it rightwards as well to increase the width of the table. Basically, it was not a concern for this task. Our concern is to learn the alignment options for the contents of the table. So, but in order to see the clear impact of these options, we actually expanded the width and expanded the height of the overall table. Now click inside any of the cells of the table. Now click the layout tab, and here we have these 9 alignment options for the contents of the cells. Let's experiment them one by one. Currently, it's aligned left. This value 3, it's aligned left, and it's touching the top border of this particular cell as well. So that's why by default, the very first option, align top left, is selected. If you move rightwards, we have align top center, we have align top right, we have align center left, middle center, center right, bottom left, bottom center, and bottom right. So we experimented 9 different alignment options for the contents of the table. Now, in order to perform the task, undo everything and let's go back to the point from where we started our today's exercise. Now, as per the task says, right align all of the cells containing numbers in the second column of the top table. Actually, in this document, we have 2 tables with us, and the task says that in the second column, which contains numbers, select them all together and right align them. So here we have the right align options with us. Just click this, and that's it. To right align all the numbers of the first table. Next we have center align all of the cells in the top two rows. Center align all of the cells in the top two rows. So now we are going to select the top two rows of the first table with the help of mouse. By the way, you can select both of these by pressing the shift key from the keyboard along with right arrow and then finally down arrow. So once the selection is done, we are asked to center align the contents. So click this option, align top center. Now the contents are center aligned and the row containing the word north. There is a row in this table which contains the word north, and in this row we have two cells. Select both of these cells, although the second cell is an empty cell right now, but select both of these because they are talking about the complete row which contains the word north, and center align them by using this option, align top center. So the first half of the first segment of the task is done, and this is all about the alignment options for the contents of the cells. Next we are going to learn how to change the height of the row or rows and how to change the width of the cells or columns. So make the top row of the table twice as high. Top row of the table, this is the top row, and we are asked to make it twice as high as compared to the rest of the rows of the table. So let's see that from where we can check the height of this row and how much it is, and how to exactly change the height of the very first row of the table. It should be doubled. So click inside the any of the rows of the table, and click the layout tab, and here we have in the cell size group we have height option, and currently it's 0.21. Now click inside the first row. There is no need to select the complete row because the cursor is inside the first row. The word knows that the first row is selected. Again, go to the layout tab. In the height option, 0.21 is written. We are going to replace this value with 0.42. There is no need to type the measuring unit. Just after typing the value 0.42, press the enter key. Look, the height is exactly doubled of this row if you compare it with rest of the rows of the table. So this is we learned how to change the height of a particular row. Similarly, you can select more rows and you can change their height. Likewise, although it's not part of this task, but you can change the width of a particular column or columns by clicking inside it, and you can change the width by using these options. With the help of these arrows, and you can straight away type the value inside this width option. So viewers, this is we learned how to change the height or width. Next we have vertically align all data to the middle of each cell. Actually, they are talking about the row, and we have the very first row of the table. We have just changed its width, and the contents are touching the top border of the cells, and we are asked to vertically align all the data to the middle of each cell. So select both of these rows and vertically align. This is basically align center. center text horizontally or vertically within the cell. So click this option, and now the contents are vertically aligned in the center of their cells. Now, up till now, we have learned three different things: the alignment options, the row height, and the width of the columns. Now we are going to explore one more point in today's agenda, and that is how to merge and split cells. In order to see this, basically we are asked to merge the cells in rows 2 and 7 into single cells. So let's see row number 2 and merge the cells in rows 2 and 7 into single cells. So here we have the row number 2, it's already merged, and row number 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Row number 2, it's already merged, and now click this, select both of these cells. We are going to learn how to merge cells. So the two cells are selected, and we are going to merge them into one single cell as we observe in southeast. It's already merged. Right click onto these two cells, and from the context menu we have merge cells option with us. Just click this. Because viewers, we selected two cells in that particular row, and both of these cells are now merged into a single cell. Along with it, I would like to share with you how to split a cell into more than one cell. So let's experiment it onto the same row. Right click inside it, and now from the context menu we see split cells option is appearing. Click this, you'll see the split cells dialog box. Basically they are inquiring from us that how many columns do we need for this. Currently we have only one column in this north row, and we want to convert this row into two columns. So just click OK. You can increase or decrease the value and see its impact yourself. Like I'm setting it to 4. It actually means that we want to split this single row, this single cell into 4 columns. Click OK. Look, the row which contains the word north, previously it was having only one cell, and now we have 4 columns, 4 cells in the same row. Let's undo it by selecting all of these together. Right click and click merge cells option. Now one more thing that is worth observing here is that merge cells option is not available. Click merge cells finally. Once again, we achieved what is desired in the task. And the viewers, we are heading towards the last option of today's video, that is how to change the background color that I told you earlier, that it's technically the shading option that is available in the tab of the table. Set the background color of all cells in the top 2 rows and row number 7 to yellow. Top 2 rows and row number 7. So select these top 2 rows and let's see where do we have this shading option. So once the selection is done, click the design tab, and here we have the shading option, and choose the yellow color from the color palette. Click this. The yellow color is applied in the background of these 2 selected rows. And the same thing we are going to choose for row number 7. In this case, because there is only one cell in this row, so there is no need to select it. Just place the cursor inside the row which contains the word north. Go to the design tab, click the shading option and choose the yellow color. Viewers, by the way, because we selected the yellow color last time, So there is no need to click this drop down arrow and choose the yellow color from the palette. In this case, we can just click this color palette bottle. Automatically the yellow color will be applied in the background. Basically it's a background color, but from the design tab you can find this option in the shading. So viewers, that's it for today. Finally, we are going to save this document as task 13E, and we are finally going to save this document as task 13E. You can use any of the methods to save as the document in the same folder, task 13E. That's it for today, viewers. Thank you very much for watching the video. See you next time.